I think it's okay. Wait. I need to see. Is the camera actually? The camera's in a weird spot. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. The camera's in a weird spot. Let's see. I think it'll be fine. It will be fine. I just need to double check one other thing. Okay, I guess that's okay. Just making sure that there's not any extra microphones going on from the camera. Sometimes that does happen, but I think we're okay. Alright, all the checks are done. Hey everyone, welcome to the Food Chuck. My name's Ruka, and welcome to another TokyoTreat snack review. Just as a reminder for everyone, this is like the next to last TokyoTreat snack box. Next month is gonna be our last TokyoTreat snack box on this channel. Because the subscription is ending. After one freaking year, the subscription is pretty much ending. And you know what, as much as I like kind of doing this, we do need to get back into cooking and all that stuff. So this will give us that time to get back into cooking by not doing this anymore. If I do any more of these like food review stuff, it's probably gonna be like a smaller box, or at least like a shorter duration instead of 1 year, maybe like 6 months if they have a 6 month option. I think I found one that we could do that might be interesting for a 6 month option. So we'll see, but it's not gonna be anytime soon because I got that trip coming up in later in the year. So probably after the trip, we might do another one. But also, we should get back to cooking on this channel, like I was hoping to do. But yeah, all right. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Friday for people who it's Friday, and happy Saturday for, I guess, for the rest of the people who are coming from Asia, because I think it's like Saturday where you are at right now. Also, Rex first, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I didn't quite see you. The chat is very, very far away from me yet again because of placements and stuff. I'm not sure if I ever told you guys how this is set up. We basically, what I have is like a low desk over here where we do our stuff, and then there is the main desk, which is that way. The main desk, which is that way, which is like a good 6 feet away from me, diagonally up, and then chat is like also up diagonally in that monitor over there, so it's a little hard to see. And we got camera up here, as you can see, and then we have another camera over here. That's for me personally. So, but yeah, today though, TokyoTreat snack box, and I took a little peek. Well, I didn't really take a little peek. I usually have to like go in, get the kind of drink out so like, I can chill it. But from what I quickly saw as I was trying to get that thing, there's some interesting stuff here. There's some interesting stuff here for anyone who's not familiar with Okinawa. You might be familiar with Hawaii, and if you're not familiar with Hawaii, let's just say that I feel like Okinawa and Hawaii have a lot of similarities. They're pretty much they pretty much do the same stuff as far as um, vacation islands go. Their histories are very, very different. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Hawaii's history is a lot different than Okinawa's history, and they're also like in the different parts of the world basically. But they basically also have that vacation-ish resort island feel for the country that they belong to. Like Hawaii is to the U.S. and Okinawa is for Japan. But there are some different specialties that Okinawa has that I guess kind of sort of Hawaii already also has, since there's some Japanese in Hawaii. I think Hawaii is more like multicultural. I think Hawaii has like a bunch of Asian cultures in there as well as the local Hawaiians and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Okinawa is just Japanese and maybe some Americans from the base that's nearby. But yeah, as far as Okinawa goes, I've never been to Okinawa before. I've never been to Hawaii before either. The closest I've been to either of those is the Philippines. And the thing is, I don't think I've ever been to a resort, quote unquote, a resort in the Philippines. Nope, actually, maybe I have once. But I say I have once, but the resort I went to in the Philippines is not like a fancy resort. It was actually kind of grungy. It was a grungy local resort. I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest. I remember family vacation one time, a family vacation. Um, I have no idea where I was going. I had no idea what we were going to be doing. All I knew is I was being driven to somewhere, and once I got there, I guess there was a beach question mark, and I went into this room question mark that was like right next to the beach. I guess it was like a good 2-minute walk to the beach. And the room itself was not fancy. It reminded me of a really, really badly, not badly, but it kind of reminded me of a shack, an upgraded shack that was really, really hard to sleep in. I think there was only like 1 or 2 beds, and I don't remember sleeping in the beds. That is kind of what I remember from that one quote unquote resort experience in the Philippines. But once morning came, it was all right. I don't think I actually went into the beach. It wasn't really even that great of a beach to begin with. The beach front was not that good. But yeah, that's the closest I've gotten to. But I hear it's really, really nice in both Hawaii and Okinawa. At least in the places where there's like that a good beach and the resorts and whatnot. Definitely a lot better beaches there than there were in Sector U back in the city. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, let's go through the pamphlet really quick, as we usually do for these boxes, and see what we're gonna run into before we actually get to the snacks themselves. Alright? Alright, so let's open this thing. And this this pamphlet, I'm not gonna lie, was like one of the weirdest things I've seen. You see this guy on the cover with the typical summer stuff, the pineapple juice and the floaty device and like Okinawan shisha, which is like the local I guess guardian deities in Okinawa. And I'm also guessing this is one beach area in Okinawa. That's about as much as I know. Other than I've seen a couple of videos on Okinawa, but that is it. Anyway, so let's put that aside. Codes for me, launch codes for me, not for you. Okay. Sugoi. Look at that. It says Sugoi. Sugoi, Okinawa. Okinawa seaside snacking. I don't know. I don't know. Beach is not really my sort of thing, but it's kind of nice once in a while to go into it. Just a quick look through of all the snacks here. It looks like we're gonna be getting some ice cream snacks, some ice cream flavored snacks, pineapple. I see my favorite snack over here. This stick thing, this brown stick thing. We'll get to that when we get to that. It also doesn't seem like there's a whole lot in here compared to previous ones, but also maybe because these things are a little bit bulkier than usual. I don't know. This box seems a little bit bulkier than usual. You can see the Kit Kat here. No, Choco Mint. We'll get to that. Not Choco Mint. Okinawa, Sun Sand, and Legends brand. A Legends brand. Don't know what you mean by Legends brand. Famous for its soft white sands and crystal clear waters. Okinawa is a perfect place for a summer beach trip. Or if you don't really like the sweltering heat, go there during the off season, like around fall or winter in Okinawa or even Hawaii. No one's gonna be there. Most people are probably not gonna be there because it's not summer, and Australia has their own beaches, so Australians are probably not gonna go there. So just saying, it might be better. Just saying, it might actually be better. But Okinawa, whether you know it or not, did used to be its own kingdom, separate from Japan, distinct from Japanese. They had their own language that wasn't even Japanese. But I think eventually something happened and they got annexed, assimilated into Japanese culture. So now that kingdom is long gone. By the 1300s, the Ryukyu Kingdom became a major Asian trade hub. I don't know much about the Ryukyu Kingdom, but it's it's basically a different culture altogether down there. So anyway, if you've seen Samurai Champloo, you might have seen some guy from Ryukyu. I forgot what his name was. It was the main guy though. The main guy with the sandals and the metal plates on the sandals. That guy. That guy. He was from Ryukyu. Beach. Lots of beaches. Definitely resort. Definitely a very resort-like town. Shisha everywhere. Flavor fusion. What is this? Okinawan cuisine is a fusion of flavors from Japan, China, Southeast Asia, and United States. Taco rice. We got some taco rice here. I don't think I've ever heard of taco rice before, but they're like making a bunch of different rice bowl dishes. I think taco rice is one of them. Tex-Mex with rice in Okinawa. I mean, I think this looks pretty easy to make. You have some rice, you have some ground beef, you have some tomatoes, you have some cabbage, you have some sliced bell peppers. But you know, if you wanted a bit more authentic Mexican, you can put some pico de gallo in there, and you'll be great. You'll be good. That's good. Abomination for Mexicans, probably, but you know, give it a try. Mexican rice. Stay at the beach exploring Ishigaki Island. I think Ishigaki Island is the main island in Okinawa. That might be where the capital Naha is or something like that. I think Naha is where most people go to first before they go to other islands. Now, if you're thinking like Okinawa, it's only just beaches and that kind of stuff. I think there's also a couple of islands where it's a little bit more undeveloped, where you can actually go on, I guess like some sort of wild cruise excursion kind of thing, but it's like, you know, it's kind of like a tropical jungle sort of thing. At least that's what I understood. And you really don't want to go to those places unless you have a guide, because it can really get pretty messy, from what I understand. But yeah, beaches. That's the main thing Okinawa is known for. And then some food items that we'll see if they cover or not. Obviously, you saw the pineapple, but we also have Kit Kat. Okay, here's the lie. Spot the lie. It says cookies and cream Kit Kat. What the heck is this? This is not cookies and cream. TokyoTreat. Why did you say I'm getting cookies and cream Kit Kat? I would have loved to try cookies and cream Kit Kat, but instead you gave me Choco Mint Ice Cream Kit Kat. I'm sorry, I am not a Choco Cream ice cream person. I do not know what to say about that. For anyone who actually likes Choco Mint ice cream, unironically, you are entitled to your likes and dislikes and your favorites and non-favorites. However, mint does not belong in any dessert. I said it. I said what I said, and I stick by what I say. But we're gonna be trying chocolate mint ice cream from Baskin Robbins, otherwise known as 35, I think, 35 ice or something like that. Because apparently Baskin Robbins is hard to say for Japanese people, but 35 isn't. 35 ice cream, 35 ice, because they have like 35 flavors of ice cream or something like that. But also there's in subtitles in Japan, Baskin Robbins clear as day, but apparently most people don't even realize it's there. Most people don't realize it says Baskin Robbins in the ice cream places. I've had Baskin Robbins once in Japan. I forgot what I got, but it was pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I think there was a Baskin Robbins ice cream shop around, I want to say Shibuya. Like in that mess of stores near Don Quixote. I think there's a Baskin Robbins over there. So if you're in Shibuya, grab yourself some ice cream from Baskin Robbins. Get yourself a unique flavor that you probably haven't seen anywhere, and check it out. Just check it out. Hey, Pacey-chan, welcome. But yeah, I'm still a little mad that they say we're getting cookies and cream ice cream, and yet we're getting choco mint. Now, on the flip side, it is Choco Mint from Baskin Robbins, but cookies and cream ice cream, cookies and cream would have been much better than Choco Mint. I am just saying, okay? I am just saying. Okay, we are next getting, looks like a Picolab lemon. I don't think I've ever heard of Picolab before. Also never heard of YBC. YBC? I guess it's another brand of cookies and stored pastries and whatnot. But Picola lemon flavored, like, what do you call these, wafers? I think I've had like no, not lemon flavored wafers before, but I mean I have like the strawberry, the chocolate, the vanilla, sometimes green tea, sometimes ube, but never. I don't think lemon. That the lemon's new. Lemon's new, but Okinawa does have one citrus in particular that looks a little bit like a, what is it? It looks a little bit like calamansi. So it's kind of like that green, like that lime orange variety, but in Okinawa instead. I don't know if it tastes the same though. I wish they gave a sample here. Anyway, Okinawan sweet potato chinsko. Chinsko potato. I'm not exactly sure what chinsko is, but they do say it's like a butter cookie, kind of like a butter cookie. This one is Beni Imo flavored. So Beni Imo is like a purple potato, which by the way is not the same thing as ube. Ube is a purple yam, and a specific type of purple yam. Okinawa's uh, Okinawa's purple potato is literally just a purple sweet potato. That is what Beni Imo is. That is not ube. So anyone who says otherwise, it's easy to confuse. I get it. They look purple. You think all purple potatoes are the same. You think all purple potatoes are all ube. No, it's not. It is not, and I will fight anyone who says it is, because it definitely isn't. Anyway, Chinsko though. I think with Chinsko, little thing with Chinsko is, I think there's like a dirty joke with Chinsko, because if you know a little Japanese, chin chin, chin chin is like penis or something in Japanese, and Chinsko, if you say it a certain way, it kind of sounds a little bit like that. I'm just saying that's just a little trivia for you. A little trivia for you. We're also getting a grape whistle gum. I think we got a grape whistle gum before. Maybe it wasn't this one particularly, but it was a similar thing. It was a similar thing. Oh. Pineapple Paradise, Nago Pineapple Park. Okay, I don't think I've heard of this particular park, but it looks like they make theme parks out of everything. There's like a small theme park of a lot of different stuff in Japan. I guess this one has like pineapples, so you can have like pineapple parfaits and then pineapple trains and then a pineapple safari. I need a stream where you teach dirty Japanese. I honestly don't know that much dirty Japanese, to be honest. I really don't. I really don't. It's like the little bits and pieces you pick up from anime, and that's really all I know. That's really all I know. The the stuff I could probably teach you as far as Japan stuff is just like random places I've been to that might be questionable, but that's about it. And we haven't gotten to that part yet. I will. So I have been putting off Japan Talk stream for quite a bit because I was waiting on like camera upgrades, and I still might change this camera. But I'm gonna be using this camera next week before I actually decide to do that again. I'm still within my return window for this. I'm still within my return window for this. But we will be doing a Japan Talk stream next week. I think I have it planned for Monday. The waiting room's not up yet. And we will be talking about Japan stuff on that day. If you're for anyone who's interested in learning some Japan travel stuff. So yeah. Yeah, you'll learn while you're over there. There are some things that are a little strange. There's some things that are a little strange that I don't know how to work into conversation right now, but we'll get there when we get there. Pineapple juice. Pineapples apparently are huge in Japan, or at least in Okinawa. They have like a bunch of different fruits in Okinawa. Pineapple is one of them. I think they're like I mentioned earlier that one lime slash lemon slash orange citrus thing. I think there's another one. I'm trying to think. I want to say there's mangoes over there, but the mangoes they have in Okinawa, if they have mangoes in Okinawa, are a lot different than the East Asian mangoes. And Philippines is also very famous for their mangoes. There's and or what you see in Mexico. I think no, actually the variety of mangoes they have in Japan, I think is closer to the ones they have in Mexico. At least the color, because I think the mangoes in Japan are like on the reddish orange-ish side of mangoes. When meanwhile the Southeast Asian mangoes are like yellow. They're definitely a lot more yellow. They're definitely a lot more pointy. And the ones in Japan are a little bit more round, or at least they make it to where they're a little bit more round. Are they? They're also super expensive, ridiculously expensive. So, meanwhile, the rest of the world's like, who has mangoes? Yeah, it's cheap here. It's also probably just as good, if not better. But it's a mango, and every place has their own specialty. Anyway, so pineapple juice, and we also have pineapple gummies from I guess, a local brand of gummy makers. We're also getting some salted caramel chips. I think I don't think we've ever had salted caramel chips before. I've never had salted caramel chips before. But this will be interesting because this is like a pretty good chip maker, Koikeya. Koikeya is a pretty good chip maker. We've had like one thing from them for like, what was it? I think it was like a seaweed. It's like a special type of seaweed and potato chips, and it was like super good. That was super good. I wish I could have it again. Shimi Cocoa Corn Puff. Okay, I was thinking this was going to be something else, but it looks like we have a chocolate corn puff thing. Okay, I'm not sure what to say about that. Chilled Hiyashi Ramen. So I don't know if this is a strictly Okinawan thing, but there's like places in Japan where as soon as summer hits, instead of having just the regular ramen noodles where there's like soup, broth, and all that stuff, sometimes they would do a chilled ramen where you cook the ramen, drain it, and then like put either the ramen on ice or cool or have the bowl on ice so that the ramen cools down. So there's no broth and it's cool ramen, and then you have like fresh toppings like cucumber, slices of ham, eggs. I don't think you'd necessarily find chashu with this, but it could happen. It could happen. Looks like though I might have to do some draining of ramen noodles here. So yeah, that's gonna get a little messy in this room. Just gonna have to figure out how to do that. See, Okinawa Dragon boat shows. Oh, I didn't know they did this. I don't think there's a lot of places in Japan that do dragon boat shows. Maybe I want to say maybe Nagasaki does it, but I don't know that for sure. Like whenever you hear of dragon boats and stuff, you kind of think more like Chinese style. What do you call it? Chinese style culture. I have a feeling, though not confirmed because I haven't really looked into it, that the old kingdom that used to be in Okinawa was at least partly Chinese descended, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's why there's some dragon boat shows and stuff like that. When is this actually? I don't think it says, but I'm gonna guess it's more like a summer thing because I can't imagine they do this in the off season. Nori Shio Dragon Twist. Okay, so we have Frito-Lay apparently, and there's like twisted potato. I guess it's a thing, at least for this one. But it's like seaweed and potato. Poriki? Poriki brown sugar. I think Poriki might be a local brand. I'm not entirely sure because it doesn't seem familiar. But brown sugar is another like Okinawan flavor that is like their thing apparently. I honestly don't know what the difference with the brown sugar is there compared to any other place in the rest of the world. But I guess it has a deeper flavor, just a slightly deeper flavor. We've had a few brown sugar stuff from Okinawa here on the channel before, but it was a different it was a different type of dessert. I think it was like some kind of puffed rice thing. I'm not exactly sure. But here it's kind of like more like a pocky. It's kind of more like a pocky. So we'll see what that is. I like the puffed rice thing. That was really, really good. Ah, here it is! Okinawan brown sugar fugashi. This is the one I was talking about. This is super good. This is super good. I will explain it in detail. I will describe it in detail once we actually get to it. I think this is the third time I've seen fugashi, at least on whenever we do the snack reviews, and every time has been really, really good. So this is I'm excited for that one. Brown sugar sesame crunch. Interesting. So we got some little sesame balls with some brown sugar around it. I don't think I've seen anything like this before. It kind of looks like mochi. Kind of looks a little bit like mochi. But this is like brown sugar, black sesame, and kinako. Kinako, I think, is roasted. What is it? Soybeans? Roasted soybeans and ground. I think that's what that is. So there's not any. What it calls? There's not any rice in this one, from what I could see. So that'll be good to try. Kimchi dondonyaki. Dondon's Japanese word for beating a drum. Okay, taiko drum. But kimchi. Kimchi flavored rice crackers. Okay. Not sure how that's gonna be, but it should be pretty interesting. Kamesen senbei. So I guess this is like a turtle type senbei as opposed to the other senbei we have up here. And traditional Okinawan snack that's crunchy, flavored with sweet soy sauce and shaped like a tortoise shell. The sweet soy sauce flavor I think is like common to a lot of like smaller senbei snacks. So I don't know how different this is gonna be, but again, local brand. So we'll try their local brand. Okinawa's must-see spots: Shuri Castle, the old, I guess, royal castle in Okinawa. I've seen a couple of documentaries about this before, and a couple of travel shows about this before, but I don't think I've actually know much more than that. I think you can rent out the clothes that they used to wear back in the day over here. So imagine kind of like very formal Chinese style clothes in tropical weather. I don't know how they managed it back in the day, but that's gonna be even worse. So if you want to try, give it a try. If you're ever in Okinawa, let me know how it goes. I'll be curious. Fun fact: Shuri Castle's gate is on the 2,000 yen bill. Check it out. I don't think I've ever seen a 2,000 yen bill before, so that's gonna be. I think that's like one of the rarer bills if you ever get it. So it's probably something. As you climb the majestic stone staircases, stroll through the gardens and pass through the intricately carved gates, and you'll feel like you're stepping back in time. So they say. So they say. You have like 3 2,000 yen bills, man. That is that is rare. I don't think I've ever seen it though. Did some money exchange? Wow. Interesting. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I have like the usual coins. Of course, you got the 1,000 yen bill, you got the 5,000 yen bill, and then the 10,000 yen bill, which is like the biggest one, but I've never seen a 2,000. If you see a 2,000 though, I don't think they're that rare, but they're definitely uncommon. And if you ever find a 2,000, keep it. Keep one and then spend the rest. Spend the extra 2,000 yen copies. I don't think you can exchange it for anything huge, but you know, it's a collector's item. It's basically a collector's item. Okay, so there's also a gigantic aquarium apparently, and I I guess Naha or someplace, but there's a gigantic aquarium with whale sharks. Whale sharks are gigantic. I don't know how you. I forgot how big actual whale sharks are, but if they have an aquarium big enough to hold not one, but two whale sharks, that's huge. I think that I don't know if it's this aquarium though, but I'm thinking that there's one aquarium where you can actually go through a tunnel through the aquarium itself, and you kind of like surrounded by everything that lives in there. It's kind of interesting, but I don't know if it's this one specifically. Okinawa World theme park to look like traditional Okinawa. They do a bunch of little things like this. This one's a little bit more my style though. I kind of like more these things more. Gyoku Sendo Cave, 300,000-year-old limestone cave. That's I didn't even actually didn't realize that they had this because I don't usually see anything about it. But I like exploring caves. I like going through these things where you can see like all these formations inside. The one thing that really ticks me off though, if you go through these caves, is you're really not supposed to touch the limestone because that kind of kills the growth of the limestones because your hands naturally have a little bit of oil in them. Okay, that's how you're waterproof, and the limestones are porous. If you if you touch the limestones, you're rubbing a little bit of your oil on there, and you can't really get it off from the limestone. And you prevent the limestone from collecting water. Water doesn't mix with oil, and it just kind of repels it. So once you do that, the limestone stops growing, and then the cave, starts dying a little bit, figuratively, and I guess physically, if the limestone doesn't grow. Just saying, don't touch limestones, especially in caves. Cool events in Okinawa's capital. So there is a parade around mid-August, it looks like. So if you're around there around mid-August, that might be good to check out. Early October, there's also another festival where you can participate in a tug of war, apparently. Don't know anything about that, but it sounds pretty fun. So give it a shot. I think October might be not really off season, but if this is if there's a festival there, there's gonna be some domestic tourists that's gonna want to drop by and participate in this. So I don't know if any foreign tourists typically know about it, but at least the domestic tourists are probably there's gonna be a lot of domestic tourism. So book early if you're going there. Okay, I think that's really about it. The rest of this stuff is just pamphlet related stuff. So let's go dig into the box. Need a little bit of water for myself. Okay, so usually what we do here is the Kit Kat is gonna be near the end, so I'm gonna set this aside for now, and then we're gonna sort through everything here as far as what looks good and alternate between the salty and sweet stuff. Because if I just like dig through here, we're probably not gonna we're probably gonna get salty, 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 sweet, 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 salty, and I kind of want to like just rotate a little bit, like alternate a little bit to balance the sweet and salty. Right now, I'm looking for here it is. Here's the ramen. So last month we got a block of ramen, and this time we're getting another block of ramen. The twist with this block of ramen this time though is we have to drain this. So I'm gonna be back really quick. I'm gonna come back really quick. I need to get a strainer for this and a bowl big enough to hold the noodles. But we're gonna do this like sometime in between. So be right back. Alright, I think I got it. This is gonna be very tricky to do because I don't really have any water drainage in here. No water drainage in here, so yeah. I'll figure it out once we get there. Oh, I was sleeping? Sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It actually has been a long day. It's been a long 2 days. So, anyway, we'll do the ramen later, and let me see. I think we can start with one of the chips, actually. Let's start with this one. I'm kind of curious about this. So we have a Calbee slash Frito-Lay. What was this one? The Dragon Twist. So kind of looks like a dragon twisting. That's probably why it's called a dragon twist. And I wish I knew enough Japanese to be able to read the back of this thing. But if you want to get more information on dragon twist stuff, here is the QR code. Let me focus it. No. Focus in on the QR code. Camera. Okay. There's the QR code. I know it's kind of crappy, but there's also the address down here. I think that's what the QR code is referring to. Okay, you are going out of focus every single time. What if we do it this way? There, much clearer. Much clearer. You have the QR code now, and you can refer to this timestamp anytime after the VOD is over. Wait. Yeah, sure. Let's see. 247 calories for this entire thing. So they got it over here. I still can't get over, no matter how many times I see it, I can't get over how Japan has the calories to the 1 calorie, as if that's actually significant. Round it up. Round it to 5s. You're not gonna notice that 1 calorie. Took a quick sniff of the inside of this thing. It's a little bit seaweedy. I mean, it is seaweed, nori. So I'm not really feeling the potatoes. You hear this? It sounds a little crispy. It sounds a little wafery type of potato. Let's see. Let's see if I can get you guys a zoom in on that texture right there. Oh, that's too close. That's too close. Zoom out again a bit. Right here. There we go. It likes going out of focus though, so how about here? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, let's put it on my hand. It'll be easier that way. You can kind of see the texture of this thing, and you can kind of see where the seaweed, the nori seasoning is. It looks like it's spread out thin pretty well. Yeah. That's kind of what I expected. A little bit on the airy, puffy side of potato chips. This is actually pretty good though. Not as good as the one Kokeya potato chips that was nori flavored a while back. The twist is interesting as far as actually biting it. It's like it gives it a little bit of a bite. Like it gives a little bit of an actual bite when you crunch it like this. It's not like wafer potato thin crispy. It's more like crunch, and it's a little bit like squish, kind of. Not squish, but I'm kind of like crunch something. I don't know. That's the best onomatopoeia I can think of at the moment. But it's not like super crispy, but it does have like a little bit of a squishiness to it that, you know, a squishy, crispy type of thing. Flavor-wise, it's pretty good. It's not too strong, and I wish there was a little bit extra I wish it was a little bit more, what do you call this? A little bit more seaweed nori flavor to this, but you know, it's pretty good for what it is. The potato flavor is actually pretty solid. So approved, approved. I don't know if you'll be able to ever find this, but just keep in mind if you ever want to like grab any of this stuff, you might be able to find this on. So there's a store, online store associated with TokyoTreat. I think it's not Sugoi Mart. Sugoi Mart's probably a different one. But anyway, if you look up TokyoTreat, you might be able to find an online store associated with them. So if you find any of these, if you see any of these products that you might want to get, and you are not in Japan, you can get it from them. But if you're already in Japan or going to Japan soon, just keep these in mind. That you're probably not going to find some of these in your local area because a lot of the chips tend to be only found in their local areas. Like this might be only in Okinawa, and then you might find a specific type of chip only in Osaka or only in Tokyo, that kind of thing. So keep in mind, there's a lot of regional snacks that you only find there, even with like these kinds of brands of chips. But this one's good. I like this. I like this. Okay. Let's go with something. Well, the caramel salt is a salty and sweet, but this is kind of like also a fancy bag. I'm gonna set that aside for now. I want something a little bit on the sweet side. Oh, wait. I don't think this was in the pamphlet. I don't think this was in the pamphlet. At least I didn't see it earlier. Let me double check. Let me double check. We have some watermelon gummies, but I don't think watermelon gummies were part of the thing. No, it wasn't. No, we're getting some things that are a little bit different here, which is at first. Usually everything in the pamphlet is exactly what we'll be getting, but this is new. So let's try this then. Let's try this. I mean, it's gummies. It looks like a watermelon. Is it gonna taste like a watermelon? I don't know. Kabaya. I don't think I've ever heard these people before, but I have a feeling it's a common brand, not just in Okinawa. This is probably like all over the place. 160 calories, and look at the is that a polar bear? That's a polar bear. What's a polar bear doing in Okinawa? What's a polar bear doing in Okinawa? I don't know, but this bear, or yeah, this bear has a watermelon helmet, and they're enjoying their suika suika gumi. That's what this is. Suika gummy, watermelon gummy. Ooh, strong artificial. Strong artificial watermelon flavor and smell coming up from this this pack right here. If you're not a fan of artificial fruit flavors, this might not be for you. It is pretty strong coming from the bag, but then again, it's kind of concentrated coming from the bag, right? And if you actually see this thing itself, you see this thing itself. It's really hard for me to center this. If you see this thing itself, it's like, you know, very sugary, very fine sugar, like little bitty triangles. Actually, it looks more like a pyramid. Now that I look at it, it's kind of like a pyramid. Actually, from the little bit of sugar that I've had from this, actually is pretty good already. Mmm. Mmm. Very squishy. Very squishy, very soft. You know, there's like different types of gummies, squishy gummies, soft gummies, and then hard gummies. This is on the soft side, the very squishy soft side. I like it. This is pretty good. I need another one of these. The watermelon flavor, when you actually bite into this, is nice. Like I said, it's artificial, and it is artificial, but it's not like it's super strong. the super strong watermelon smell came from the bag itself, because you know there's a lot of these in one place, and you're getting the concentrated whiff of watermelon from the bag. But once you actually have one, it's not too strong of a flavor. It's kind of like medium strength watermelon flavor, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming. It's not too sweet. It's good. Nice. Very nice. Now I need something salty. I need something salty. Let's go with one of these smaller snacks here first before we crack open a bigger one. We have the turtle senbei. The senbei that looks like turtle shells. This looks like it's definitely from like a local grocery store kind of thing, or at least a local shop, because I mean usually if you get chips of any kind, it's gonna be a little bit bigger, right? But this is on the small side, so I'm thinking like this probably local. I can't think of anything else but local. Not a whole lot in here, only 8 grams of senbei, very small. So not a whole lot of calories either. 41 calories, exactly. Smells like senbei. It smells like your regular senbei with soy sauce. There's not a whole lot in there. Look at that. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. There's not a whole lot in this thing. So I'm hoping that the flavor of each one of these is pretty strong. Otherwise, not so sure what to think about that. But if you look at here, if you look at the senbei, it's pretty darn thick. Pretty darn thick senbei with lots of, like, it looks like it's a hefty crunch. It could be a hefty crunch. And I hope this one doesn't bite back. You know, there's some chips and fried stuff that if you eat them wrong, they will actually hurt your mouth. Like, it'll scrape the top of your mouth. I'm hoping this is not one of those. But we'll see. Mmm. That is nice. That is nice. It's not honest. The crunch is nice. I should say that differently. The crunch is nice. The flavor itself. Let me try that again. On the sweet side, surprisingly, I was hoping it's on the salty side. This because there's like soy sauce there, but it's not too sweet. It's like a slightly sweet. It's like a slightly sweet senbei. And I need another one. Slightly sweet senbei. I'm not tasting any saltiness from this, even though supposedly there's a sweet soy sauce. But it's not too sickeningly sweet, where it's like, you know, all you taste is sugar. It's not that. It definitely isn't that. So there's probably a little bit of salt in here. So that's a good thing. Good to see Japan also has the bag jets of air. They have a lot of those. They have a lot of those just bags of air. Okay, I will comment on one thing about the bags of air. Not just Japan, just in general. Keep in mind, okay. Keep in mind that you always have to look at these packages and what their net weight is. Like this one is 8 grams, so whatever was in here was probably 8 grams worth of stuff. 8 grams worth of stuff. And because it's like half of it, if this was like fuller, okay, if this was even halfway full, it will be more than 8 grams. That's just facts. That's not them skimping out on it. I don't know if it would make sense practically for anyone, Japan or anywhere, to make a smaller bag just to fit that tiny little bit of senbei, which is probably about this big. Okay, it was probably about this big before I took a few out. I don't know if it makes sense for them to make packaging this small. Okay, even so, even if you could make packaging this small, it's not in the best interest of the product to be this small. Think about it. The reason why I'm not trying to defend the chip makers here, but I want to say practically speaking, okay, the reason why the bags are like half chip, half air is because that air is cushioned. That air is cushioned so that the product itself doesn't what do you call it, get crushed. Imagine you ship this everywhere and everything was like compact, like small and compact like this. That's gonna get crushed around on everything else. If you have air, okay, if you have air, well, this one doesn't have a whole lot of air. That's surprising. If you have air, that's acting like as an airbag and cushion so that it doesn't get, what do you call it? It doesn't get squished, so it doesn't, the chips, and it doesn't break. That's what the air is for. It doesn't help. I mean, not it doesn't help. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it works like a good amount of time to save your product. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. But this one is like a bit on the sweet side. Not a whole lot of saltiness. It's okay. It's okay. Not maybe not my go-to, but I do kind of like. I do like the crunch. I do like the crunch. That's a nice crunch. That's all I can say about that. I wish it was a little bit saltier. But then again, senbei is kind of like on that boundary of you kind of expect it to be a little sweet, but not really expect it to be salty like chips. At least I feel like that's the case most of the time. That's the case most of the time. Wait, I think I'm missing something. Just a second. I wonder if one of the things that we were supposed to get got replaced by the watermelon. Is that what happened? I mean, we already got the Kit Kat replaced by chocolate mint ice cream. Did I get one of the chips replaced by watermelon? Is that what happened? Let me see. Nope, it's not. I was thinking of something else. I think I have mostly sweet stuff here. I think the only salty stuff we have is like the ramen and this. The rest is sweet. Even these bag of chips is gonna be sweet, even though it's like salted caramel. Alright, so I guess we'll go with a bunch of sweet stuff first. Let's go with... I wanna save the fugashi for later. The fugashi is like super good. You don't understand. You do not understand. If you can ever find fugashi anywhere, get it. Get it. This is super good. I mean, this is like the Okinawan fugashi where it's like brown sugar. I think there's like other fugashi, but the brown sugar one is super good. You don't understand. I wish I can talk more about this, but we will get to it when we get to it. I am kind of curious about this this chocolate one. Kafai? Does this have calcium? Calcium. Oh, this does have calcium. This has calcium, and I don't know what phi is supposed to be. I don't know what this is supposed to be. But this looks like it's fortified with some vitamins and minerals, manufactured by Ginbis. Ginbis. I don't think I've heard of Ginbis before. Ginbis in Tokyo, Japan. Product of Japan. So this isn't even from Okinawa. This is from Tokyo, or at least manufactured in Tokyo for Okinawa. Who knows? Ginbis. What is Ginbis? Who is Ginbis? What is this one supposed to be again? This is chocolate. Not the fugashi. Corn puff. There's a chocolate corn puff. Lo-fi, but it makes calcium related. A good one. That's a good one. All right. Open that. It's hard to see in there. Definitely very hard to see in there. Nice whiff of chocolate. The chocolate actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Ovaltine or Milo. which is not what I expected, but it's along those lines. It's along those lines. You know what? I'm just gonna open it lengthwise because it's a little hard to get to open, and I'm probably gonna be eating this entire thing anyway today, or at least most of it. Holy crap! That's not what I expected. So there's a little bit of a smear here on the packaging. I'm not. Okay, that's not powder. That's not powder. That I think that's like dried caked chocolate from the looks of it. But this is what the actual block looks like, or at least part of the block. You see what I mean by things breaking apart in the packaging? This one has practically no air. And this has already been broken in multiple places. This is what you don't want with chips. I think you can get away with it for these kind of things, but not chips, you know? You don't want your chips to be crushed. That would be worse than having a bag of air. At least for me it would be. But the chocolate definitely smells like that powdered chocolate you would have, and like, you know, you would make chocolate milk out of. That's what this smells like. Mm. Wait. The noise gate is off, right? Yeah, the noise gate is off. Ah, you couldn't hear that. Let me see. Let me try that again. Can you hear this? Can you hear this? No, you can't. It's not being picked up by the mic. Yeah, it's not being picked up by the mic. Hold up. Let me see. Is the noise gate on or off? The noise gate is on! The noise suppression was on this entire time? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. A lot of my ASMR was gone! No! No! That's part of the reason why the stream exists! Is the food ASMR! Ah, no! Oh no, let's try that again. Okay. I'm gonna double back. Okay, we're gonna speed run some of the crunchy stuff over here for the ASMR. You didn't even get the bag crinkle ASMR. You didn't get that. Actually, did you actually get the bag crinkle ASMR? Yes or no? Please tell me yes. Please tell me yes. Maybe before this. Okay. No. Okay. I need to double check the noise suppression. I think it's the first time that we didn't have that. Okay, this one, ASMR time. Speaking of ASMR, let me actually turn off the background music so we can get true ASMR. I usually have the background music on, but oh, yeah, let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Yeah. Yeah, that's the crunch I was talking about from that potato. It made no sense the way I was explaining it, wasn't it? It made no sense until I actually until the noise suppression went off. But that's what this is. You hear the kind of crunch it makes? It's not like a crispy crunch. It's like a squishy crunch. You get what I mean, right? I hope you get what I mean. That's the best I can describe it, a squishy crunch as opposed to the crunchy crunch. This is a crunchy crunch. This is a crunchy crunch. Listen to this. Very crispy. That is very crispy. That crunch is good. That crunch is good. I'm gonna keep the BGM off for the rest of this stream. I'm like listening back to the VOD. The BGM just kind of feels space, and you know that's fine and all. But I think for this one, we're just gonna keep it off so you can hear all the little bits. All the little bits. It's ASMR time with food. Mukbang ASMR. I guess it's technically this is a mukbang. Okay, so this is the Choco Milo thing that I was talking about. Definitely more on the airy side, like an airy corn puff. It's not like what do you call it? Cheetos. I don't think it's like Cheeto type of airy. But listen to this. Listen to this. You hear that? Nice, delicate smoosh. A nice, delicate smoosh. That's what that is. It's an okay flavor if you like the powdered chocolate type of flavor. I don't mind it, to be honest. I would eat this more if I had more. I would eat more of this. I'm just gonna finish this entire. Oh, I'm gonna finish this entire thing because there is not a whole lot in it. You get one stick, and the one stick is the entire thing, and not for, and not a whole lot. So the rest of this is gonna go munch. Yeah, there's not a whole lot there. Not a whole lot there. Overall, though, I think this is pretty good. If you like if you like that type of chocolate flavor, I know some people don't like it. I know some people are like, oh no, I only do dark chocolate, 60% or something like that, 60%, 90%, whatever. But no, the reason, okay, you appreciate the cheap chocolate, okay? Please appreciate the cheap chocolate. The cheap chocolate is there to fulfill your soul. This fulfills my soul. I am just telling you. This is good for the soul. This kind of chocolate. I like it. I like that. Okay, how much more sweet stuff do I have to go through before I get to the salty stuff? Because I don't have much salty stuff. Once we have like maybe 3 snacks in the box left, then I'll switch over to the ramen. I am kind of curious about this other pineapple gummy. We had one. We haven't had a pineapple thing yet, have we? We had the watermelon. We had the watermelon gummy, but we haven't had the pineapple one. This looks like it's more of the stretchy type of gummy that you probably see in like Lifesavers gummy or something like that. But it has this watermelon ring, who is advertising their own brand of watermelon juice gummy. I don't know if this actually has watermelon juice in it. I don't think it does. Doesn't seem to say anything around here. Not that I can read it, but I can at least tell, if it says like 10% juice, 100% juice. I don't think this says anything about juice. Maybe. No, there probably isn't any juice in this one. Anyway. So, there's not a whole lot in this one. As you can see, it's a very small package. And this is not the kind of packaging I was expecting. We have it's not a blister pack. If it was a blister pack, I'll be able to like pop this open, but this is like, I don't think I've seen this kind of packaging before. It's like I feel like it's like some sort of medicine packaging, but a blister pack is medicine packaging. This is not. This is not. This is special. I feel like where would you use this packaging? This is like the kind of packaging you use for electronics or something. Electronics. This is electronics packaging. I don't understand. The packaging sometimes makes no sense, and you have like 5 rings of power, and they're all individually in their little pineapple seats here. Let us try one. I guess you're supposed to pop these up to release them, because I don't think you can just reach in. No, it's kind of hard to reach in. I'm trying to reach into one of these, and it's a little difficult. You have to pop them up, I think, from the bottom, and even then it's a little bit tough. You really have to push hard. You have to really push hard. These are sticky. This is a sticky gummy, Or is it because it was so hot in when it got delivered that it kind of melted into here? It's a little hard to tell, but I'm willing to bet that was the case. But also, this is legitimately a sticky gummy, not any type of gummy I've ever seen before. Very sticky. Look at that. Look at that. Very sticky. Doesn't want to fall off. It does not want to fall off. Right there. Oh, it kind of does. It kind of does. But it clings for dear life. It clings for dear life. This is gonna be weird. I don't think there's gonna be a nice chew of a gummy, but let's give it a shot. Actually, that's not bad. That's actually not bad. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely not like a typical gummy texture. You know, gummy textures have a slight give to them, and they're not. I don't want to say this in a bad way, but kind of rubbery. Like the outside texture of the gummy is you know, it has that elasticity to it where if you bite into it, it has some resistance. This one has a little bit of resistance, but the resistance is kind of like agar. It's almost like an agar gummy from what I could tell. I don't know if that's what this is. I know they like to make a bunch of agar snacks. And the fact that this is so sticky that you have to push the plastic all the way out just so you can get this thing out makes me wonder if they like made these blister packs, well, these plastic packs, and then like put the candy straight into the packs because they're very sticky. They're definitely not the kind of gummies I expected. They melt pretty easily. It's soft. Slightly chewy, but not as chewy as a regular gummy. Pineapple flavor is not very strong. So I don't know if this is artificial pineapple. It's a little hard to tell. If anyone can read Japanese, here is the ingredients, I think, up here. Up here in this corner is the actual ingredients. So I don't know if this is actual pineapple or just pineapple flavoring, but that's what we're dealing with right now. That's what's good about what kind of sounds? What kind of sounds? It's I can't read it. I don't think that's being censored by YouTube. I think you're self-censoring. It's a meme. Don't think about it too much on it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I honestly don't know. The flavor and the flavor and actual, I guess, texture of it's not bad. It's a little underwhelming, but this is definitely a much different gummy than I expected. I'll probably finish the rest of this like tomorrow because I need some snacks for tomorrow at work. And also, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but after pushing these things up, and getting the gummies out, we have little hills. We have little hills on this plastic. Can you see? Can you see it? Do you see what I'm talking about? Can you see what's happening to this plastic? The little pointy bits right there. I don't think that's intentional, but that's the effect that we're getting, okay? That's the effect we're getting. They're very pointy. They're very, very pointy. I don't think I'm gonna get bonked for YouTube for that, but you know, I'm just saying YouTube. This is plastic, okay? This is plastic. I don't know what you're talking about. I just pop some candy and it is what it is. Maybe it's just cold. Ooh, probably. Probably it must be very chilly. I don't know if Okinawa actually gets cold though. I think they're are they close to the tropics? They're probably in the tropics. They don't get that cold, but maybe. Maybe. That was really that was a lot. That was a very heavy sugar. I'm not heavy sugar, but that was like heavy on the syrup, I guess. So I need a little water. I almost feel like I made a mistake earlier. Pre-gaming before actually doing the stream, I had like a small bowl of chicken noodle soup and I added like a sausage to it. So I mean that was like maybe about 2.5 hours before stream. I pre-gamed with some soup and sausage, and I'm not that full from it, but you know I'm a little fuller because of it. But I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. Let's do this one next, just to get this out of the way. This is, I think, grape whistle gum. They call it gum, but this is kind of like I don't know if you've seen those lifesavers, the lifesavers candy. They kind of look like this. They look like circles with a hole in it, and I don't know if you can make whistles out of the white out of those. We've had one similar like this before. We've had something similar like this before, but not this one specifically. But this is like gum, not a hard candy. So that's kind of interesting. There's a 3-pack, by the way. There's a 3-pack of this kind of candy, clear throughout, and it's gonna make a P sound supposedly. All right, I'm gonna go from this end. Open that. How do I open you? Just open from the side. And texture wise, I'll just take a quick look at the texture. Quick look at the texture. It's very uneven. Look at this. This is a very uneven circle. So well, I mean, the circle by itself right now looks looks okay. It looks okay, but when you look at the side, it's not uniform in thickness. It also looks like there's two things smooshed together. So I don't know what to make of that. Maybe it's like two gum halves. It's softer. It's softer than what you would think this is, but that's because it's a gum. So it breaks apart very easily. So I don't know if this is a Japanese thing, but we've had a couple of gums on the channel from Japan that when you bite into the gum itself, they break apart super, super easily. I don't know what to think about that. But they combine together pretty quickly. Because when I'm used to eating gum, like in the States, it's like sticks of gum, right? And I don't know if they break apart that easily, but I don't think they don't like crumble when you bite into it. But this one crumbles. Oh, I didn't do the thing that they wanted me to do. Make this into a whistle. Oh well. When you said pre-game, I thought you were taking shots, not just eating soup. No, I don't drink that early. I only drink during mahjong. So I don't know if that disappoints anyone, but I only drink during mahjong. That's when I do things. I don't drink otherwise, to be honest. I'm a very social drinker. The flavor itself is not bad. It's like a mild artificial grape flavor. It's not too sweet, it's not too strong grape, which is good. I kind of like it that way. But then if no one likes chewy sound, I'm sorry. That's just the gum. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you want to see this. Do you want to see what gum looks like? No, I don't think you want to see what gum looks like.
Flavor wise, it's not bad. If I really needed like gum to chew on, this would definitely be okay. This would definitely be okay, but I think it loses the flavor pretty quickly. Yeah, the flavor is barely hanging on at this point. I'm not gonna open up another one just to test out the whistle sound because I want to save this for later. But kind of tempted to. But at the same time, having more than one piece of gum in my mouth right now is a little too much. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like it's one of those snacks that you would get as a kid, and you know, just try to make a whistle out of it, but fail really, really badly because as soon as you get any sort of moisture on these things, they just kind of break apart, and you don't have a whistle anymore. You just have gum. So yeah, I mean, it's a kid's snack basically, but does it succeed as being a whistle? I don't think I got that far. I don't think I got that far, and I don't think I'll be able to go that far. Just had to readjust myself. Ugh. Okay. Let me see. Try something. Okay, we still have that. So it wasn't that turning it off. So many sweet stuff. So many sweet stuff. I need some water. Let's go with... I want to do the stick ones later. So let's go with something that's not a stick one. So I think this is a chinsko. Oh, that's upside down. Chinsko. Is it chinsko? I think this says chinsu. Where's the chinsuko? No, that's yeah, it says chinsu. Right? Am I reading this wrong? That says chinsu. 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 Where is it in the pamphlet? Chinsu. Not chinsuko. Yeah, is this supposed to be chinsuko? But I don't see chinsuko. I see chinsu, which is a little bit different, unless I'm misreading this. I don't know. My Nihongo not very jozu. Just saying, my Nihongo reading not very jozu. This is from Fashion Candies. We're eating a very fashionable candy right now. That's what it says over here. Right there. Fashion candy is what it says. No nutrition facts, so I'm guessing this came from a... So I'm guessing this came from a souvenir box. Usually if you don't see any nutrition facts on the back, it's not sold, it's not like an individual for sale type of thing. So this is probably from a souvenir box of sorts that you can get in Okinawa, possibly, because it is an Okinawan snack, chinsuko is. So we don't know anything about this other than it's called chinsuko. It's probably a little buttery and flavored with benihimo, which is the Okinawan purple sweet potato. And as you can see, it looks pretty much like a butter cookie. Actually, it does kind of look like a butter cookie. You can't tell it's really purple, honestly, because anytime you try to bake purple things in the oven, they turn a little bit brownish. Unless you add a little bit of food coloring to them to bring out the purple flavor, which they didn't do in this case. They didn't do that in this case. So if you ever see like the ube polvoron or other ube snacks that seem baked but are very vividly purple, chances are there might be a little bit of food coloring in there to bring out the purple flavor, but the flavor should still be like legit ube. Just FYI. Just FYI. This one's a little bit on the brown side, but you can see there's a little bit of shade of purple, maybe, question mark, not really. It's a little hard to tell on camera. Possibly a little hard to tell on camera. It's a little hard to tell even in person, but I can kind of see a little bit of a shade of pinkish which suggests to me that there's a little bit of purple sweet potato in here. So, let's try it. Buttery, I don't know. It definitely has the texture of a butter cookie. I tasted a lot of sugar. Not like sweet, but I tasted a lot of sugar, like, you know, the butter cookies with like grain, like uh big chunks of rock sugar on them. That's what I'm talking about. Except it's not big chunks of rock sugar here. It's more like little bits of sugar falling off from the bottom of the cookie. Yeah, it's like little bits of sugar, but it's not like rock type sugar, if you know what I mean. Flavor wise, sweet, not too sweet, buttery, but it doesn't taste like butter. It's buttery, as in it's crunchy and flaky. And there's a little bit of what I suspect is a sweet potato flavor. Is it necessarily a Emo flavor? I don't know, because I don't know Emo that well. I've never met Ben before. So Emo, can't say I know them too well as a potato, as a sweet potato, but it tastes like what I feel like might be a purple sweet potato. Because it doesn't taste like your regular sweet potato. It tastes a little bit different. And I don't know if it makes sense that purple tastes any different than a regular sweet potato, but it does taste a little bit different from a regular sweet potato. I don't really know the best way to describe it. It's very hard. Unlike with ube, there's a sort of earthiness to the flavor, some sort of roughness, and it just actually tastes like something that came from the earth in a good way. This one tastes like a bit smoother, I suppose, but it's definitely a lot different from a regular sweet potato. What the Emo tastes like, if this is like Emo mixed into the Chinsko. A little hard to tell, not gonna lie, but overall as a cookie, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweet snacks versus 1 salty snack. I think last month when we did the Osaka one was our record-breaking number of salty snacks in the box. Otherwise, it's like a lot of sweet ones. So, we're going to go for another sweet one, which I think I'll go for a stick this time, because I kind of want to save the sesame near the last. That's kind of heavy. The sesame stuff is pretty heavy, and I want to save this near the last also. So, we will be going with the Poriki. Poriki, brown sugar flavor, because it is Okinawa, so brown sugar is probably the #1 sweetener, at least in Okinawa. Don't know anything about Poriki though, but we got a little sisha down here at the bottom. And nothing too interesting in the back, just a lot of nutritional facts. Which, how many calories is this? Apparently it's about 84 calories. It seems like 84 calories in this entire thing. So not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, but I'm probably not going to eat the entire thing because I want to save some for later. Alright, so this kind of looks like a pretz. Doesn't seem like this is made by Pocky. At least it doesn't seem like it has that marking. Maybe Poriki is actually the actual brand, you know? I don't want to like... Oh, how do I open this without totally spraying this everywhere? Gonna have to bite it. When in doubt, just bite the packaging. That's how we do things. Hold on. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the package opening ASMR. Let's take a look at what the inside looks like. So we have a little bit of bamboozle, I feel like. Look at the inside of this packaging. I feel like we've had similar before. Not this specific one, but we had similar before. We have not really wafers, sticks. We have sticks of stick snacks with a lot of coating on it. Looks like brown sugar coating. And they're all kind of like broken in half because of the packaging, I feel like. But if you look at the packaging, focus on it. If you look at the packaging, it does not look the same. It does not look the same. I feel like I had this the same issue in a previous box, but it looks like a little pretzel thing over here, but we don't have any pretzel thing here at all. It doesn't even look like that these sticks are pretzel-like. It's just brown throughout, and I don't know what to make of that, but I hope it's good. Okay, I hope it's good. This is definitely a case of the packaging does not match the product inside, but crunchy, very crunchy. A little bit of brown sugar flavor. It's not too strong, but it definitely is a dark brown sugar flavor. That's what we have here, a dark brown sugar flavor. Nice, wheaty. I like it. That one didn't have as much brown sugar flavor to it, but I kind of wish there had some more. It's like very light. It's very light. Even if you try to search for it, sometimes you won't get it. But I think it's kind of like evenly spread out through this thing, so you kind of have to eat a bit. But it's there. It's definitely there. It's just not very strong. I don't know if you want it to be too strong. I don't know how you feel about brown sugar in general. But if you have too much of anything, it becomes a little bit overwhelming, right? And this isn't overwhelming, but I feel like they could amp it up a little bit. But again, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a personal preference. It's a personal preference of me actually wanting a stronger brown sugar flavor. But that's good. It's okay. It's okay. That's not bad. Okay. So can I do salty yet? Brown sugar is so good, especially in matcha. I don't think I've had brown sugar in matcha before. Brown sugar in general, I don't really use a whole lot of brown sugar. I know it has a deeper flavor. The thing is, I don't like using it in baking because it's so difficult to work with. So brown sugar has molasses in it, right? So because of that molasses, there's a little bit of moisture in the sugars and it becomes like thick and sticky. And while it's good for eating, in baking, it's a little harder to work with because that brown sugar tends to caramelize a little bit faster than the white sugar does. And you can get some weird looking things. You can get some weird looking spots on your baked goods if you, if you use too much brown sugar, or the brown sugar just so ends up like in different parts of the baking, if on the dough, the batter, what have you. If you don't mix it well enough, sometimes it's hard to mix in, to be honest. It's a little hard to mix in, but it's difficult for me to work with. I don't know if anyone else has that issue, but for me, it's a little difficult to work with. But as a flavor, it's not bad. Working with it, to me, a little bit tougher. So I try not to use it as much. But I probably should try a little bit more. Anyway, we'll try a little bit of a different stick thing. We'll try the lemon wafers this time. YBC, I think, is another brand of, what do you call this? Wafers and stuff in Japan. You probably heard of Pocky by Glico. Glico's huge. YBC, probably not as big. Probably on the cheaper side, but they do. That's more like a local brand than it is international. So there is that. Looks like they have different flavors: lemon, strawberry, chocolate. I don't know what their regular flavor is, but we do have lemon here. We have lemon today. Usually just make it into a syrup to put it in drinks. Yeah, I mean, brown sugar in drinks is probably like one of the best things you can do because it has a lot more flavor than regular sugar, right? Or even just syrup. Just regular syrup. It has a lot more flavor than that. So it gives that extra deeper molasses flavor. You can probably skip the brown sugar entirely and just have molasses, but I don't know what the actual molasses tastes like. Because I don't think I've ever actually seen molasses sold separately, but sometimes you can get that. Anyway, nothing too interesting here, except that, has it been 50 years? Oh, 50 years. So this brand has been around 50 years, since 1973. Very nice, congratulations. 2 packs of lemon, 50th anniversary, right up here. And we have a sort of Pocky-like situation here. We have like 2 packs of these little foil things inside, except it is wafer this time. Got a wafer. Took a little whiff of the inside the bag. There's definitely that lemon flavor. It doesn't seem it's very strong though. Even though there's like 6. Even though there's like 6 things of wafer 6 in here, it doesn't seem like it's very strong. And I think some of the wafer 6 might be a little short, or at least broken in half, because this is like half the size where I expect it to be. Outside is your regular vanilla and white swirl from what it looks like. Not sure if you can really see the inside too well. The core, I guess. Though I am trying to focus in on the core. The core looks a little bit hard to see through, if I'm being perfectly honest. You can probably use as a straw if you have milk or something. Milk, coffee, hot chocolate, maybe even tea. You can like drop this into you can drop this into the drink and like drink your drink through this thing. Though if you haven't tried putting wafers in like milk or something, depending on the wafer, sometimes they'll disintegrate like really quickly. I don't know if this one will disintegrate really quickly, but some of the wafers I've had before, as soon as you put them in something liquid, they just fall apart. They're good, but they fall apart. So you can't really use them as straw. This one might be able to survive it though. Just saying. Let's try it though. Lemon cream. Very nice. Lightly lemon cream. It's not overwhelming, which is nice, because I don't know. Some people don't like the really strong lemon flavor. I don't mind it. But the lemon cream in this one is like waves of sweet and sour, the lemon type of sour. And it's kind of pleasant. It's kind of pleasant. It's not too strong. It's not too strong so it doesn't overwhelm you. Now, as you can hear, with that cookie, it's also pretty crispy, which is what you want in a wafer. It's a harder wafer than some of the other ones I had. Some of the wafers I had are like super thin, and it's kind of like fall apart as soon as you crunch them. This one has a bite, a pretty decent bite to it, which is nice. I want one more of that. I want one more of this. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Oh, now I remember. I've seen the square biscuits of this before. I don't think I've seen this one, but I've seen the square biscuits before. I think we had like a square biscuit of the same company in a different box before, because I don't think I've seen it otherwise. But that was pretty nice. It tastes more like a It tastes more like a actual wafer biscuit than like some wafers do, where it's like really, really thin and just kind of falls apart. That was good. I like it. It's good. Okay, maybe I can switch to something salty now. Let's switch to something salty. Supposedly this is kimchi flavored senbei, don kimchi. Very bright red, very, maybe not that bright, but definitely heavy red color. A very heavy red color. Can't see anything through here. Too much information in the back. 66 calories for this entire thing. And apparently it expires in October. I don't know why it has such a short shelf life, but maybe we'll find out once we open this. Trying to take a whiff, trying to see what this flavor might be, but I don't smell anything too different. It kind of smells like there's a little bit of seaweed here. There's a little bit of seaweed, definitely the rice cracker itself, but kimchi, I'm not smelling anything spicy particularly. And we have the typical senbei style, senbei shapes here. So I don't think there's anything too unusual about that. Flavor wise, oh, that's surprising. I'm gonna try that again. There definitely is a kimchi flavor in the senbei. It's like a burst of kimchi flavor. That's like just on the outside. Just on the outside of these things. Once you get into the middle, that's just pure rice cracker. But the outside has that slightly sour signature kimchi flavor. Not a whole lot of spice, though there is a teeny tiny bit from what I could tell. I'm sensing a little shrimp too, but I'm not sure if that's just me. That's just me imagining things. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. It's not spicy. It's not too spicy. There's a little bit of spice, so it's not, but it's not too spicy. Is it really kimchi though? Maybe Okinawan style kimchi. Because I don't know if I don't know if I've had what do you call this? I don't know if I've had Korean kimchi that tastes like this, but it is similar. Not bad. Not bad. It doesn't look anything special when you see this, right? It doesn't look like there's any particular flavorings or seasonings on it. Definitely not on camera. If you look at it in person, you might see a slight red tint to the, not red, I didn't say red tint, but like a red coating to the senbei. But I wouldn't think much about it because some senbeis do look like this, and it's like, okay, it looks like senbei, but then when you eat it, a little bit of kimchi hit, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. I don't think you'll be able to find this anywhere except for Okinawa, to be honest, unless maybe if you find a Korean community in Japan, or maybe some corner of the grocery store that sells Okinawan snacks. You might be able to find this, but I would be surprised if they do. This might be only in Okinawa from what I could tell. Okay, so let's get to the ramen really quick. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Let's set this aside first. Let's set the last 3 snacks. Well, we still have the Kit Kat and the juice, but let's set those snacks aside. We're gonna have a bowl here, and I'm gonna set the bowl aside once I put the water in. But let's take a look at what we have. This is a block of noodles, our second block of noodles that we got in a snack box. Normally we get like the little instant noodle cups and such, but not this time. We're getting full-blown noodles, a whole block of 377 calories, which we have to boil in water for... Speaking of boil, I forgot to hit the boiling on the water. We have to boil this for 4 minutes. I don't have a pot in here, and if I brought the pot I usually used for the cooking streams in here, we would not have enough space on the table. So, we are going with Plan B for this. Plan B is heat a pot of water, and use said water in here. We're just gonna cover this up with water, seal it, wait 4 minutes, and then drain it somehow. It's gonna be very messy, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. Or I might have to get a different strainer. That's option 2. But we have to boil it, we have to drain it. Ideally, we also have to run it under cold water to cool the noodles down, but we're not gonna do that today. We're just gonna drain it, and then put all the seasonings in. Ideally, we would also have some fake crab, some cucumbers, some ham, some tomatoes, some... What do you call this? Furikake. I think I have some furikake. I'm gonna have to double check. But I'm gonna go back into the kitchen, try to find a different strainer that I might be able to work with. And if I have furikake, I'm gonna grab the furikake. But all this other stuff to make a authentic hiyashi soba, I am not gonna have. It's simply just not gonna happen. But we're gonna go ahead and open this up. And noodles are flying everywhere. The noodles are a little bit thinner than I think your typical ramen noodles. You see this? I think it's a little bit thinner than your typical ramen noodles. No, not thinner, broader. It's a little bit broad. I'm not sure if you can tell. But it's not like too different, I feel like. Oh no, we have furikake. Never mind, I don't have to get that. But I do still have to get a different strainer just to make sure that I can do this a little bit cleaner. The plan B is to like actually drain this in an actual strainer and then transfer it, but I don't have anything here that can catch water except for this trash bin I have here at the bottom. That's going to be filled with trash and maybe water at the end, so that's going to be interesting. But we're going to cover this with water, and I'm going to cover it with other stuff later. But here we have the hiyashi sauce and the furikake right here. So I'm just gonna wait for that to boil. I think, yeah, we're not anywhere close to boiling right yet. But we're gonna wait for that to boil, and then as soon as I get the water in here, 4 minutes gonna go, and I'm gonna go grab the stuff. I do have a bowl ready with a spoon, but I don't think we're gonna need the spoon anymore. We're just gonna need chopsticks for this one. That's how we're gonna do it. I was expecting soup ramen today, but they don't really specify what kind of ramen we usually get in these types of things. Unless, you know, I looked ahead of time and then I prepared myself, but I didn't, because I usually like to have the noodles as a surprise. But it looks like we're getting, but it's like not used to doing a little drain thing. Not used to doing a little drain thing, but I think it can fit in here in this tiny little bowl. You think? Noodles in this tiny little bowl. I think it'll work. It should work. I feel like it's gonna work. Anyway, we're gonna be doing that. I guess while we're at it, summer noodles Has anyone here had any like cold type noodles before? I think I've tried a couple of cold type noodles, but I never like chill it. It feels weird chilling noodles, not gonna lie. Like I will run noodles underwater just to stop it from cooking for like, you know, like a yakisoba type of thing, but chilled noodles are a little bit different. Chilled noodles are a little bit different. I'm not so sure about that one specifically. I don't know. I did try it, and I can probably say it's not my thing. Some people like chilled noodles, like especially in the summer, and to me, it's like it doesn't make a difference. Chilled noodles to me doesn't make a difference whether it's summer, winter, fall, whatever. It's just cold noodles, and I'm not a fan of cold noodles. Okay, water goes in. Water's gonna go in. Okay, I barely covered it with water. I'm just gonna seal it now so that the steam is gonna help cook that. 4 minutes. Let me see. 4 minutes. I'm not gonna put a timer, so I'm just gonna eye it. I'm just gonna eye the time for 4 minutes, and we'll see what happens there. Okay, while that is cooking, we're gonna let that cook, and we're gonna go back to this box and try some other stuff here. Okay, I think we can try one thing before we go back to the noodles. Let's try the... I want to save the fugashi for last. I really want to save this fugashi for last. Let's try the sesame. Why not? Let's do the sesame. We have like sesame blocks here with some kinako, roasted soybeans, ground roasted soybeans. What else do we have here? Let me double check. But we have kinako, we have sesame. Sesame is always great. I like black sesame especially. It's got a nice deep nutty flavor. Lots of nutty flavor. Brown sugar. Right. The brown sugar is in here also. At least a little bit of brown sugar flavor. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot in the packaging. I feel like this, again, local brand. Local brand in Okinawa maybe. And very difficult to open. Super difficult to open. Ah, nope, there we go. Maybe it wouldn't be so difficult to open if I wasn't streaming. Ooh, very nutty. Very nutty. You know there's sesame in here, black sesame in here. And if you can see this this block in my hand. See this block in my hand? It is covered with a bunch of stuff. Definitely that kinako, definitely that brown sugar probably also. It's not like a homogeneous block. It's kind of like little balls of stuff, right? You can kind of see it. It's like little bits and pieces stuck together, I think. Yeah, it looks like little bits and pieces are stuck together and somehow they just made this cube, but it's not smooth. It's not smooth. It doesn't look smooth at all. It also feels a little hard. Yeah, this is on the hard side. That's not what I expected. I was expecting something a little softer, but it's not soft at all. Let me see. Let's try it. Oh! It's crunchy. That's a lot crunchier than I expected. That is definitely not what I expected. When I saw the picture and I saw the packaging, I was thinking it'd be like kind of squishy, you know, like most bean paste snacks are. But this isn't even bean paste. It's just a crunch, a bean crunch, very heavy sesame flavor because of that crunch. And also, I'm not sure about the Kanako. Kanako doesn't really taste much like anything to me to begin with. There's a little bit of brown sugar flavor, but it's mostly the sesame. Very dark, very nutty. If you don't like that kind of flavor, this probably isn't for you. But I like it. I just wasn't expecting it to be crunchy. The crunch is what threw me off. Not bad, definitely not bad. I'm gonna save the rest of that for later. And the noodles are done, so I'm gonna drain that as best as I can. You're not gonna see it because this is gonna be very difficult to do otherwise. I'm gonna have to put some trash back into the box. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be very difficult, not gonna lie. Logistically, for me, difficult. Ah, you can't see it. You know what? Can we do this? Can we do it like this? Okay. There might be a little bit of chocolate that's gonna get into this, but that's only because that's what went into the trash. Okay, well, let's try it. Well, let's it's working a little bit better than expected, but I wasn't also expecting to drain noodles on stream. That's a little bit different. That's outside my pay grade right now. Pay grade? We get paid for this? No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay. Drained. And holy crap, that's way too much. Oh, I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. Or you know what? Plan B. Plan B. Use the bowl that I cooked it in to begin with. Yeah. Just do that instead. Just do that instead. That's kind of hot. That's a little warm. But the water is really nice to wash with. Washing in ramen water. Could be worse. Could be worse. Okay. Nudeless. Nudeless in here. And now I have to deal with water in this room. Not good. But it is what it is. Alright. It's not completely drained and definitely not completely cooled, but we will do the best we can with what we have. So dump that in. So this looks like a little bit of a soy sauce mix. From what I could tell, a bit of a soy sauce mix in that. And we have the sesame seeds, more sesame seeds, on top of the sweet-ish nutty sesame seed that we had. Sesame seeds, it looks like we also have some seaweed and some mysterious brown flakes. Or mysterious pink flakes. I don't know what this is. If you can see this, I don't know what this pink flake is specifically. It's a little hard to tell. But that is all. Oh, that was a spoon. It's a little hard to tell what that pink thing is. But we're just gonna mix all this up. We're just gonna mix it all up. The only bad thing about this is that we don't have any veggies or the usual hiyashi noodle toppings like cucumber, ham, tomatoes, Now, this might sound a little weird adding tomatoes to your ramen. I've tried it a couple of times after doing the cold soba stuff. I tried that for a little bit. Like basically, you get some noodles, drain the noodles, right? And then you make a soy sauce slash mirin mix. That's usually the best type of mix. Or you can just get like soyu sauce. But if you get mirin and soy sauce, and maybe even a little bit of rice wine vinegar in there, specifically rice wine vinegar, you get a nice light vinaigrette kind of thing that you can pour over the noodles, and then you can add a bunch of veggies to the noodles. Normally, I don't do the typical toppings. I do like a cherry tomato. I do some... What else did I do? I did like baby spinach and lettuce. Those are kind of nice. If you have shredded cheese, you might try to use shredded cheese too. That might be heresy, but I did it anyway. If you have like little pieces of sausage meat or like spam might go very well with this one actually. It's kind of in the same vein as like little bacon strips. Those are all nice. Those are all nice. The main thing is you get a big bowl, a big enough bowl to mix all this stuff together. And then you can just go to town with it. We don't have any of that stuff in here, so we're just going to be basing this noodles solely on the flavor and the bounciness of the noodles. So itadakimasu right here. Just I need a second bowl to serve myself in. Itadakimasu right there. As soon as I can grab this out. As soon as I can grab this out. Is at least I don't have to worry about soup this time. Making this thing soggy. That's not going to happen today. Interesting. The noodles are definitely chewy, which is nice. I'm used to like snappier noodles when I do this. But then again, this is like an instant noodle block, so it's gonna be closer to chewy, but I like snappier noodles, or egg noodles are really great too. The sauce is like thick, unexpectedly thick. It's definitely got some sugar in there. The sauce is also a little bit sour, so I'm thinking a little bit of rice wine vinegar, or rice vinegar, not necessarily rice wine vinegar, just rice vinegar, the Japanese style vinegar. If I use Philippine style vinegar or any other type of vinegar that's more sour than sweet, I don't think it would work as well. So you could try it, because I feel like you might be able to get away with it. You might be able to get away with it because of the mirin, if you use mirin in this. Definitely will be better with some toppings, but I just simply do not have toppings. I wasn't prepared for this whatsoever. It's lovely though. It's a lovely noodle. I think this might be a little bit better if you actually cool it. Like the noodles themselves aren't hot, but if you actually put some ice around the bowl or refrigerate it a little bit before you eat it, this might be a little bit better. Like I say, I'm not a fan of chilled noodles, but in this case, I can kind of see where it's coming from. I can see where it's coming from, or at least if I at least rinsed it under cold water, then it probably wouldn't feel so warm, right? It wouldn't feel so warm. Will it have a cooling effect? Probably not. Probably not, but it definitely will affect the flavor a little bit to the intended flavor. And either you like it chilled or you don't like it chilled. though the intended flavor is chilled. I'm gonna go one more round here, and then finish off the rest later. Yeah. I'm just missing a whole lot of stuff here to make this actually really good. The noodles themselves, the noodles in the pack itself is actually pretty good. The thing is, you can make this by yourself if you have the right ingredients. So the instant noodles is like not really necessary, but if you have some noodles, some of the soy sauce and mirin and a vinegar of some sort, you can make it pretty easily. Super easy. Don't even need to get this particular brand at all. But overall, this particular brand, pretty good. Pretty good. Just needs some stuff we just don't have. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna be munching that. Oh crap! I'm gonna be munching that later. We're gonna move on to the potato, the sweet and salty potato right here. I was putting this off for a very long time, and it seems like we have the fancy advertising here in the back, like we usually do with the Kokea stuff, I guess. Kokea, apparently a very prestigious brand of potato chips, because we have this chef over here in the very darkly lit shop on the back. And Kokea Pride Potato. I do not know what that means by Pride Potato, but that is what they have here. Pride Potato. Oh, we will see. Don't go too ham. All right. Oh, very caramel flavor. Very caramel scent coming out of that potato chip bag. Not really smelling the salt, though I don't know if I would be able to smell the salt, but the caramel is coming through quite a bit. And if we grab some of this out of here, it doesn't, the chips themselves don't look any different. The chips themselves don't look any different from your typical potato chips, right? At least it does, to me, it doesn't look that different. But flavor, sweet, sweet, sweet. Definitely caramel. I think if there's any salt on here, oh, there it is. There's a salt. You know, salt and sweet together are supposed to make the sweetness come out more. That's why they mix salt and sugar, or you know, like make salted caramel anything to make the caramel flavor come out more, and also cut down on the acidity from that sugar, which I'm not sure you would get any acidity from eating caramel flavored chips, but it's not too sweet. The caramel flavor is there. It's not too strong, to be honest. It's just lightly there. Potato chips are very crispy. Hear that? Crispy. Potato itself is a good flavor. The caramel and salt, decently balanced. I don't think they're too salty. It's not too sweet. It's balanced. They complement each other well for this one. It's worth a try if you can ever find this thing. Is it something I like personally? I mean, it's not something I would go for typically, but if you ever gave me this, I wouldn't say no. Because it actually tastes pretty good, just not my favorite type of flavor. I'm more of a salt and vinegar flavor, not a salt and caramel flavor. But if you want to try a sweet chip, that's a little bit different with a caramel twist. Give this a shot if you ever find it. That might not be bad. that might be something you enjoy. All right. Here we go, Fugashi. The Fugashi, not exactly the last sweet thing we'll have today. Not exactly the last sweet thing we'll have today, but it is going to be my favorite sweet thing. I've had this a couple of times, maybe not this particular brand, but I've had this a couple of times and I want more. I wish I can find Fugashi here, but if I did, it would be very dangerous for me. But Fugashi is very light, very airy, and also very low in calorie, I feel like. Yep. Very low in calorie. This is 32 calories for this big honkin' stick that is pretty much as big as one hand. This big honkin' thing is as big as my hand, and very, very light in calories. But again, it's also very airy, so that's probably why it's light in calories. Okay, it's ready. You can't really smell it. You can't really smell it, but there is a nice coating of brown sugar all over this thing, and it's spread throughout. Well, almost throughout. This spot got missed. This spot got missed. You can kind of see also from this hole over here that it is pretty airy, pretty hollow. Like you can kind of see the air pockets in this. You can kind of see the air pockets in this. I don't know what you would call this, to be honest. I don't know if it's even made with rice, but it is very airy. Nonetheless, it's very airy. I want to say it's made with rice. Anyway, I've been like nitpicking the little bits of brown sugar that's been falling off of here, and it's absolutely wonderful. Itadakimasu. That's great. That is great. This is the inside of Fugashi. The inside of Fugashi is very hollow, very fibrous, but it's not like fiber, but it's like, you know, very airy, very hollow, but it gives that nice mouthfeel. I don't know what else to say. Nice and squishy, not actually crunchy, but when you munch on it, when you like squish on it, it's very satisfying, and that brown sugar coating, as light as it looks, is very full of flavor. This is great. This is great. This is like one of my favorite snacks ever. This is so addicting. You can eat so many of this and not feel too guilty. This is absolutely great. I love Fugashi. I love Fugashi. I want more Fugashi. Also, hey Ollie, welcome. How's it going? It's been a while. It's been a while since you caught one of these things. We're gonna be having one more snack box from TokyoTreat next month, by the way. So after that, no more TokyoTreat, and then I'll be trying maybe a different snack box, or we'll be doing more cooking on the channel. One of the two. But this one, let's savor the little bit of Okinawa that we have right now. It's been a while since I can catch. I can't read it because the heart's in the way. It's been a while since I can catch one of your box streams. Yeah, I mean the box streams are like, I think, closer to the end of the month anyway, whenever they do come in. Like literally I got this box in yesterday. So I was a little bit worried if I was even going to be able to stream it this month. Or I would have to like push it to today, or like push it to tomorrow. But it came in time, so I was able to get the drink. My main concern was getting the drink, putting it in the fridge to cool enough, and also hoping that, you know, the Kit Kats don't melt too badly. That's what I was hoping for. But Fugashi, if you give me Fugashi any day, any time of the week, any day, if you give this to me as a present, if we meet on the streets or something like that, I'll be very grateful. I will be very grateful. This is like my favorite thing ever. All it is like air and brown sugar, but it's so good. I don't understand, but this is so good. Out of all the fancy snacks you can give me, out of all the fancy snacks that Japan could possibly have, you give me the simplest thing, which is like this air and brown sugar, and I am happy. Super happy. Just gonna carry it around in the case we run into each other. I don't know. I don't know, Pacey-chan. If you ever try Fugashi yourself while you're in Japan, you might want to keep it for yourself. Honestly, to me, it's that good. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way as I do about Fugashi, but it's just that good. So if you try it, you may not want to give it up. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, we're done with the box. Not really, because we have this. Let me put you guys aside because you're kind of done. So we still have the Kit Kat ice cream, but it's not cookies and cream. We were promised cookies and cream in the pamphlet. Let's remember this. I will hold this grudge forever. We were promised cookies and cream on the pamphlet. Instead, we got Choco Mint from Baskin-Robbins. And first things first, not a fan of Choco Mint to begin with, so this is going to be interesting. Second, Baskin-Robbins. I don't have anything against them. I just want to mention Baskin-Robbins. Okay. Wait. I think... wait, whoa. They have a coupon. They have a 50 yen coupon for Baskin-Robbins until the end of April 2024. This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing, but use it anyway. I will use this anyway if I get the chance. I think I will be around Shibuya at one point. So if I remember, I'm going to use this. But I don't know if I'll remember. I will at least try to remove this and at least put it in my wallet or something. And I go to Baskin-Robbins randomly and remind myself, oh yeah, I have this coupon for 50 yen when the ice cream is probably close to 1,000 yen. I don't know if they actually cost that much. They probably don't cost like 1,000 yen. They probably cost a little bit lower than that, but still. It's just 50 yen. That's 50 cents. What am I going to do with 50 cents? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this Choco Mint thing is. Does anyone here actually like Choco Mint? I am very curious because I don't know anyone that likes that legit. Okay, so these are all a little different. Some of them are melted because it's hot here and they do melt in transit. So this is not going to be representative of what it can be. I might want to try to put some of these in the fridge. I don't know if that's going to help whatsoever. The packaging, we have two different types of packaging. We have pink and blue. They all say the same thing. Choco Mint ice cream something. I don't know what this little kanji here at the end means, but it says Choco Mint ice cream. Not even isu. They actually call it ice cream, and they're all melted from the intense heat from transit. So I'm gonna try to pick the one that's the least melted, which is an impossible task right now because I feel like they're all equally melted. So maybe this one. Maybe this will be the nicest melted one. Maybe. Let's see. It's not gonna look pretty. I'll tell you this much. It's not gonna look pretty. Yeah, that's basically what I expected. It's basically what I expected. It kind of looks like toothpaste. Forget chocolate mint ice cream. This is toothpaste flavored ice cream. Toothpaste flavored Kit Kat. Look at that! That is absolutely terrible. Not the best representation of Kit Kat in Japan because it got melted for one, and then it just had to be one of the worst flavors ever. And I got a little piece of it in my mouth right now, so it's not even that great. Okay, you know, let's get through this. Let's get through this. It's toothpaste. It's toothpaste flavored Kit Kat. That's all I taste. Toothpaste. If you like eating toothpaste, this might be for you. But I don't blame this on Kit Kat. I blame it on the Choco Mint. This is 100% the fault of Choco Mint and not the fault of Kit Kat. So, unlike the previous times when I don't like the flavor of Kit Kat, this is 100% the fault of the Choco Mint. It just tastes like toothpaste. Out of 10, toothpaste out of 10. That sounds like a cop-out, but I don't know, honestly. If you like toothpaste, it might be a 10 out of 10. But the best I can give you is toothpaste out of 10. I'm sorry, Dead Shrine. Toothpaste is the best rating I can give this. Toothpaste out of 10. I'll finish the rest of this because it's still food, but it's still weird eating toothpaste. You know, if I brush my teeth with this later, it probably would work. Because it does have the consistency of toothpaste after it's melted. Maybe not quite as thick, but it does have the same consistency, which is weird. Not sure how I feel about that. Ah, my gosh. I need to wash this down with something. Hold up. Hold up. We still got one more thing. Let's wash it down with the drink that came with this box. We have, zoom out. We have 100% pineapple juice. Is it from Okinawa? I can't tell. It's from Tominaga. Whoever Tominaga is, that's the brand of pineapple juice this is, but you can't really tell just from looking at the front. It just says 100 pineapple juice. And this juice has been made from excellent pineapples. Okay? Excellent pineapples. Pineapples are excellent. 100% pineapple juice. You know they're serious when they say it's from excellent pineapples. We don't pick anything less than inferior pineapples. They must be this yellow. They must be this bright in the inside before they can even be put into the can. I'm making that up, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's their actual criteria because they're kind of picky about certain things. 100% pineapple juice. This is 41 calories. I guess we have about, 41 calories per 100 grams. This is 185 grams, so almost 80 calories. It's also a very tiny can, like most drinks in Japan. But let's go ahead and pour it out, see what it looks like in the inside. Maybe we get some pulp too. If we get some pulp, that's great. If we don't get pulp, then it is what it is. Ooh, can you see it? You can't see it anymore. It also kind of disappeared. There was a little bit of smoke that came out of the juice can, which I was really excited for. Okay. On one hand, it does look like pineapple juice. On the other hand, there is no pulp whatsoever in here. This looks like it has been filtered to be smooth, to be excellent. No pulp. I would like to have some pulp. I know Japan in general does not like pulp. I would like to have some pulp in your fruit juice, please. Thank you very much. That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun, Japan. But anyway, you do you. You don't eat. Japan doesn't even eat apples with skin on it, for the most part. Or no. That's not the weird one. That's not the weird one. They don't even eat grapes with skin on it. To be fair, kind of, the skin on grapes in Japan is a bit thicker than it is in North America, at least. In North America, at least, it's a bit thicker. But still, imagine peeling every single grape before you eat it. I have met people like that before outside of Japan that are not Japanese that do that. But it seems to be the norm in Japan, which is like, I don't get it. Anyway, we're drinking this pineapple juice. It tastes a little watered down, not gonna lie. They do say it's 100% pineapple juice, but the thing is, most pineapple juice I've drank before have like a very strong bite to them. If you had pineapple juice before, you probably know what I'm talking about. This goes down very smooth. It still has a little bit of that pineapple bite to it. But it's not like, it doesn't bite back. I mean, also the reason why pineapple juice bites back for the most part, because I think it has like some enzymes in there, some proteinases that break down a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, including proteins. It breaks down proteins. That's why I say proteinases. Anyway, I think that's what pineapple juice has. That's why it's also good for marinating tough meats, especially like tough cuts of meat to soften them up a bit. If you leave them in there for too long and then the meat becomes mush, you don't really want that. But this one, it feels like they removed that, or maybe it's this variety of pineapples that doesn't have a whole lot of it. So it doesn't feel very strong. But it still tastes like pineapple, but it tastes like watered down pineapple, even though it says 100% pineapple juice. So there's no water in it as far as we can tell. It just tastes very light. Not taste light, but it goes down very smoothly. So they definitely filtered this a few times to remove a lot of pulp. And maybe even do something else to it too. To make it not be so citrusy, for lack of a better word. That is the smoothest pineapple juice I've ever had. I don't know how to feel about that. On one hand, it's an enjoyable experience just to drink it. On the other hand, I'm just too used to how pineapple usually is that I'm questioning if this is actually watered down or not. But it doesn't taste that watery. It just tastes light, very light, for being 100% pineapple juice. It's a weird feeling, not gonna lie. And now it's all gone. It's all gone. I guess I liked it more than I thought. I don't know. But it also went down like water, so. If you ever find this, if you ever go to like a convenience store in Japan, if you ever find yourself in a convenience store in Japan and find this, give it a shot. Or a grocery store. You might have a better chance of finding it in a grocery store. Give it a shot. And let me know how you like it. Or if you've had this before, let me know how you like it. Because I'm very confused. Very confused. Anyway, that's it for all the snacks in the snack box. I'm going to be munching on the rest of these noodles later. But let's do a quick review of what we've had. So let me put this aside. First things first, before we go through this, before we go through the other snacks, pineapple juice, light, surprisingly light. Not sure what to make of it. Cold noodles that's supposed to be cold that I didn't cook cold and don't have toppings. Noodle itself is good. The sauce itself is good. I just didn't have the toppings, which would have made this a lot better. But I don't have it, so it is what it is. Caramel, salted caramel chips. Pretty crispy. Decent caramel flavor. If you like sweet stuff, this is for you. If you don't like sweet stuff, then maybe not for you. Dark, a little bit on the darker side of caramel flavor, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Turtle senbei. Sweet. Actually sweet. Very crunchy. Sweet soy sauce. A little weird, but it's worth a try. Fugashi, I don't have to say anything about fugashi. Fugashi's good. Also, I kind of ate all of this, so I can't really show you, but fugashi, brown sugar, very airy. Find it, try it, and keep a whole stash for yourself, because you're going to want a whole stash for yourself. Lemon wafers. Tastes more like a cookie, to be honest. Tastes more like a cookie. A very good cookie. In a wafer form. With lemon cream. Very nice. Guess I'll go and put this aside. Kit Kat. Bamboozled for cookies and cream, so that's a complaint against TokyoTreat. However, not a complaint against TokyoTreat, and a complaint against the weather is how melted they are. So, but that's got nothing to do with the actual snack. So, actual snack, probably because it's based off Baskin Robbins, it's not too bad, but it still tastes like toothpaste. If you like eating toothpaste, this is probably the best way to eat toothpaste. Podaki. Bamboozled on the actual color of the snacks. It's supposed to look like pretzels with a little bit of dipping on the end, but no, it's all brown. It still tastes like brown sugar though, so I guess that's okay. But still, bamboozled on the color. Flavor is all right. Chinsko, I kind of ate that all up, but this particular Chinsko, buttery, it felt like it had sugar granules. The purple sweet potato flavor was interesting. I wish I had another one to try it, but then again, we only got one from the entire omiyage box, so we're not gonna get another one. Kimchi senbei, actually pretty good. Would have liked the kimchi flavor to be a little bit stronger, but if you weren't expecting kimchi flavor from this, it might actually hit you a little bit stronger, and that's a nice surprise. This sesame crunch with kinako and brown sugar, surprisingly actually a sesame crunch. It's not actually soft. It is very crunchy. The packaging makes it look like that it's soft and chewy, which is not. When they say crunch, they meant crunch on this one, which is good and very nutty. Very nutty. Oh, looks like a couple slipped out. Let's see. Chocolate corn snack. I guess this was made out of corn. It's also fortified with calcium phi. Instead of low phi, we got calcium phi, whatever the phi means. Tastes like Milo or Ovaltine. That kind of powdered chocolatey flavor. If you like that, you will like this. If you gave this to me, I will take 10. Thank you very much. It's actually pretty good. The pineapple gummy, the stickiest gummy I've ever had. What the heck? Flavor-wise, it's not bad. Not as strong as the pineapple as I expected. Now that I think about it, the juice was also sort of the same strength of pineapple flavor as this, so I can see where that's coming from now. I didn't earlier, but now I see it. Very sticky though, unusual. Also a very unusual way to pop out the rings, and if you do it just right, you might get certain shapes and hills from the thing, which might, you know, if we were monetized, this could be a problem, but we're not monetized, so I guess it's not too big of a problem. Anyway, you might see a clip on that. No, that's still that. Potato Dragon Swirl. Interesting. Not so much a flavor that we've had the nori flavor before, and the nori flavor on potato chips is always welcome. It has a depth of flavor that you typically don't get in most potato chips, typically. So it's always nice whenever they do have it, and it's in decent amounts so you can actually taste it. These swirls give it an interesting crunch that I wasn't quite prepared for. It's kind of like crunchy, but not crunchy. Interesting is the best way I can say it. Best to experience it yourself if you can find it somehow. But it's like a weird, different type of crunch. Whistle grape gum. Grape flavor. Pretty decent. Couldn't make a whistle out of it. Too soft to make a whistle out of it. I don't know if you could make a whistle out of it, but it's too soft. It's a gum. Surprise! We got a bonus item. Watermelon gummy. Very soft, very squishy. I like it a lot. And that is it for this snack box today. So, I don't know what else to say. If you've seen this video, if you've seen this stream from beginning to end, let me know what your favorite snacks were, at least what looked interesting. What time is it anyway? It is 9:37, so we went a little bit of 2 hours and a half. But yeah, let me know what your favorite snacks are. Comment in the video after the stream, or let me know now. But I think there were quite a few different interesting snacks in here compared to previous snack boxes. Still wasn't prepared for the block of ramen. I wasn't sure if I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing going forward, because we've had 2 blocks of ramens in a row so far. We had one last month, we had one this month. But I think this is like the first month where we got a block of ramen where we're supposed to drain the water, so that's a little bit different. I just wish I had toppings for it. That's really it. And I wish I lived in a cooler place so that the Kit Kat doesn't melt into random piles of goop and toothpaste. I mean, if it was any other Kit Kat flavor, it might have been more of a tragedy, but honestly, the Choco Mint, when it melted, it just became what it's meant to be, toothpaste. Honestly, it's just toothpaste. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just toothpaste. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. We will, as a reminder, we're going to have one more TokyoTreat snack box next month. That's going to be the last one for the TokyoTreat series. And then hopefully we'll get back into some sort of cooking or other snack box reviews on this channel. Not sponsored, by the way. I tried. They didn't want to sponsor me because I'm too small. And let's see, what else? Oh yeah, we're actually going to be having another Handcam stream next week. I will be talking about Japan travel stuff. It's been a while since we had another Japan travel talk. So we'll be having a Japan travel talk next week. I'll put that waiting room up by hopefully either tomorrow or Sunday. In the next couple of days, you'll see the waiting room. Just gotta finalize all the thumbnails first before I do that. And that, thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.